GenAI task and workflow unlocks advanced use cases to help users complete their workflows and tasks faster. It helps with several use cases, such as writing emails, claims analysis, risk assessment, classification, triaging, and more. Let's look at an example of a few of these use cases from an end user's perspective. Here, we have a caseworker working on a list of tasks that they have to onboard clients into their organization. As a part of these tasks, one of them is to notify a client when their request has been reviewed and approved. In this task, we will use the generative AI capability embedded within the process to automatically detect the language of the client and write an email notifying them of their approval. The email can be customized in different writing styles based on the relationship with the client. If you have a lengthy incoming email from a client, you can also use the GenAI capability to summarize the email for you. Another use case for the GenAI capability is triaging and classification. The caseworker needs to assign a customer success manager to this client and would traditionally have to find an available SME with the right skills. However, with the GenAI capability, they are able to reduce that manual effort and spend time reviewing the suggestion made automatically as a part of the workflow. The review step can also be eliminated to fully automate the assignment of the customer success manager. Finally, we will look at another use case where a caseworker has to review a high-risk client request. Traditionally, the process relied on predefined business rules that assess the client risk based on the business data for the current process. However, with the GenAI capability, it can look at the history of client requests and make a more holistic suggestion on the risk assessment. This case can be applied to many industries such as loan approvals, insurance claims, refund requests, and so on. Let's take a look behind the scenes to see how this was developed. In the client onboarding workflow, we can see that the workflow combines the predefined rules with the predictive analysis from the GenAI capability. Diving deeper into the predictive analysis, we can see the new activity type, generative AI. This activity type has its own editor where you can specify the business context of the use case you are trying to solve, along with the input values from your workflow. The editor also provides a list of large language models from watsonx.ai so that you can choose the right model for your use case. To manage costs of invoking a large language model, you can also specify token limits for each invocation. Once the required information is filled in, a workflow developer can provide default values and generate a sample output to test the GenAI capability. They can then choose to save the sample output as a training example for the GenAI capability to provide better results in the future.